Welcome back to the Expert Style Lounge. Woo! Excited for this topic today. Wow,
It
personal
is a
stylist
needed
versus
chat.
personal shopper. Yes.
Mhm.
Wow, this is a good one because I'm sure a lot of people say, what is the difference? And want to
Right?
know, do they need a shopper? Do they need a stylist? Do they need a therapist? I mean, we should have added that too.
I think we are therapists as well. So
Yes, definitely.
we hear lots of
Definitely.
Officially,
Yes.
unofficially.
Yeah,
right.
officially doing some therapy during our sessions. So I'm excited to get into this one. Let's go
Yeah,
ahead
me
and dive
too.
in. Amanda, do you want to kick us off?
Sure, let's go. So, starting off, as I usually like to do with a little bit of history. So, very quickly, personal shopper origins. So it began in high-end department stores, aka Saks Fifth Avenue and Harrods, which I believe those were like established in, I believe, the early mid 1800s. So they've both been around for more than a minute. So early 20th century. So that is when that began. And then personal stylist is a little bit newer. So I think that the evolution of personal shopping kind of mutated into personal styling, and people are just like, wait, is it the same? Is it different? Why are we calling it something different? So personal
Mhm.
stylist started in the 1990s and 2000s, which I kind of feel is very, very new. I feel like I had been hearing about it before then or nods to it before then, but I was surprised to see that it was so as new as it is. And I love that they even cited Miss Rachel Zoe, whose show
Mm.
I absolutely loved.
Yes.
Zoe Project that was on Bravo for forever
Yeah.
ago. So I
Hmm.
love that they even gave her a nod. So yeah, so we're working with something personal shopper, high-end stores, Saks, Harrods, aka transitioning over to a more one-on-one with the personal stylist like Rachel Zoe and in the 1990s and 2000s. So how do you guys feel about that? Like, are you surprised that it's like that much of a time difference between the two? Or are you like, yeah, that's kind of like what I expected? Tave, it looks like that's what you expected.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, because, I think, with fashion and the history of fashion, it always has been about, trends and
Mhm.
consumerism, buying more, what's on trend, buying the look of the season, So the shopper makes sense, like somebody to help you pick out those things and buy what's on trend or even do the shopping for you, like somebody who just doesn't want to go to the store and they have the shopper
Right.
go and find things for them, right? Where a stylist is really, I could see, as a newer thing because people are starting to come in their own, in
Mhm,
that
mhm.
time period, and we're
Right.
starting to differentiate ourselves,
Yep.
and we
I
want to
feel like
stand out.
identity is so much
Yeah, have
more
our own identity.
yeah,
Yes, and
exactly.
yeah, so it makes sense to me. Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree. It's like the evolution of the whole personal brand thing because
Yep.
as personal development has
Mhm,
become more
mhm.
important, I think that's an extension of that essentially, right?
Yep.
Um, People understanding what it is to have a personal brand and personal style.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and also
Yeah.
learning how to shop for that. So
Hmm.
Right,
exciting.
Yeah.
exactly. And now, like, I feel like it's even more confusing to everyone is that, like, we have influencers, we have
Mm,
personal
Yes.
shoppers that are physically in the store as a personal stylist, shopper, muddled confusion, and they are, in my opinion, and again, this might be, a little too controversial, but I do not feel like the personal stylists in the store that are store employees are truly stylists. And
Hmm.
especially with like both of the words being thrown around so much more now, especially stylists. Like,
Yes.
stylists in the store, and I did my leg of retail, so I can speak to it and not, I guess, bad talking anybody, because being in retail is no joke. Like, you are on your feet for like 8 to 10 hours. Like, you learn how much your feet can actually hurt, and
Yes.
the sales projections that have to be met by the company, by the store, by your individual team, and then by you as an individual is just kind of ridiculous. And so that unfortunately translates into each of the personal stylists in the store having to meet a certain quota. And
Yes.
that for me is a very much, I would like to scream it from the rooftops, differentiator. And that I think is a slightly mutated word, but they have to meet a quota. And
Yes.
it is not the same experience as working with a personal stylist. Do you guys want to add in some more around that?
Absolutely. Because I know a lot of women, because they're still uncomfortable shopping because they don't know their personal style, they really do depend on those people in the store. But here's what I want to caution you about. How can that person learn unless you go give them a download? How do they know about you and the things that a personal stylist would take the opportunity to get to know about you in order to support you in getting a wardrobe that really speaks to who you are, right? So a few minutes or an hour in the store
is not,
a shopping, person can't really do that for you. So while I think it's a great, nice to have in that, the upper scale stores, because I know Nordstrom has it here in Atlanta, places like that, they have personal, and that's great. But again, unless you're working with them on a consistent basis and they know you and know your taste and know your personal style, they're not going to be able to service you in the more personal way that a personal stylist would be able to, right? So some women don't care about that. And if you don't, that's fine. But if you're looking for someone who really knows you and how to help you show up as your best self, that's the advantage of working with a personal stylist. So,
Dave, do you have any additional thoughts on the quota the personal stylist in the store must meet and how different? And I'll get into like the actual specific definitions of the two. Yeah. Did you have more thoughts on that too?
Yeah, I mean, somebody in a store is really trying to help you with what they have available. Okay. So a person in the store only has so much. If they work for Nordstrom, they might have a little bit more because they have different labels and brands that they can, and different product categories, right? But what if you're going to like, I don't know, Banana Republic or J. Crew? They have stylists, right? And they only have that one brand. So they're basically going to mold you to that brand and make you buy a product that matches that. But what if that isn't the right fit for you, or you need different options, or you need more than just clothing, right? Because personal shopping is that. It's shopping for clothing, and it's not necessarily all the other things that personal stylists do, which I'm sure we're going to get into, the nitty gritty, because the shopping is just one part of our process versus a personal shopper is just that, shopping part.
Exactly. So going off with that, I'll read the definition so that, it's not biased in any way, because our audience might know we might be slightly biased. But the core function of a personal shopper is to acquire clothing and accessories. So they are literally just acquiring the clothing for you. So they are doing, to shop, like, especially if like you are like, I need a black dress, I am a apple shape, and I need it tomorrow and I, might put a belt with it. Go get me. I'm this size, kind of a thing. That's a personal shopper. That's, you are very specific. You don't want to step into the store and you can't be bothered to, buy online and pick up in the store. And you just want somebody to, grab it, go, done. And it is, saving you time, very specific. Your personal shoppers being very much told, this is what I want and don't deviate from that, pretty much. And then, they will have, obviously, because they are 9 times out of 10, the stylist in the store, and they will know the brands, know the clothing, know the sizing, and be like, okay, black dress, done, done, done. Here you go. So efficient. And so before we get into a little bit more of the chat of it, I'll go over the other talking point for the personal stylist. So again, going with the definition because we're a little biased on this one. So this is the huge difference that makes me so jazzed up and so excited to work with clients is that we are focused on developing, refining, and educating our clients' overall personal image and style. So we are taking into account your lifestyle, your brand, your needs, your, goals in life. I do something called your 3 words. Tavia and Courtney, you guys do something very similar of like what you would like to have as like your style presence, because we all know your personal style speaks for you before you can ever start talking, just that instantaneousness. So we go through your wardrobe with you. We hang out with you. We are in your closet with you, personal body type, color analysis, lifestyle, outfit creation. We do, and I'm, going through the list because I don't want to mutate it off and add too much, but, outfit creation. Like we love taking like the new pieces and the old pieces and mixing them in and, strategic shopping, education, and then helping you find your authentic style. So the difference there is that, personal shopper, because obviously like they're both positions, they're both hard work. I definitely don't want to like discredit like an outside personal shopper that you can hire because they are, gonna go and get and, do for you for sure. But that's where, if you're thinking about, the differences of hiring is like personal shopper, I need specific, good, done, just go get, grab, come back. Personal stylist is much more of a journey and a transformation. And we love getting to know you and really, truly helping you. And I, was excited to talk about this because I have a lovely new client who used to use a personal shopper at Saks Fifth Avenue. And now we're working together. And I can already tell, there's like a few assumptions and a few like, oh, wow, you do that. But it's like, yes, it's very different. So with those definitions much more detailed out, what are your ladies' thoughts? Do you want to add, change, delete to them?
No, I think you're right on the money. I think, our personal styling is a journey. And a lot of times, at least my approach is as I work with people who have done a lot of inner work on themselves and now they're ready for the outer to match the inner. So it's transformational. It's a new identity that they're stepping into a lot of times, or they want a change. A lot of times people come to me because they want the change to happen and they're seeking someone that's going to help them get there. I just don't see how a personal shopper would be able to do that. So they have their role, and they people, I'm sure, can go to them, for specific things that they just, too busy and they don't have time to shop for, or they need something very specific. What we do is a totally different process. And again, we're in your closet. We're in, I mean, I have people fill out a questionnaire before we even do anything, before we even have our conversation. We're filling out the questionnaire so I get to know them on a personal level, because
Absolutely.
personal style is personal. And so I can't guide you unless I know who you are as an individual. And then once I know who you are and really get to know you, then we can do all the other steps. But that's the first part of the process. And I just don't think personal shoppers are doing all that, because it's more just about buying the items that are needed.
Right. I agree with that. You really should only work with a personal shopper if you already understand your personal brand, right? And you can clearly articulate to them what you need. But if you're in a season where you don't really know and you haven't really figured it out, you need more of that nurturing or consultative, aspect that you get from a stylist who can help you work through, like Amanda said, your style statement, so that you can clearly be able to state, these are the words that describe, my personal style and how I want to show up to the world, right? It's really important. Very few of my clients that I meet initially, when I ask them, describe yourself in describe your personal style in 3 words, they struggle.
Yes.
They struggle with to come up with the word.
I find that what they think they are, they're not.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Very much so. Very much so. I've had so many clients, especially in branding, branding photo shoots, because I partner with a branding photographer. So they're a client of hers coming in to work with her, and I am the stylist that then works with them to develop their wardrobe for the branding photo shoot, taking into account a whole other bit. And this is a good point that personal stylists do that personal shoppers do not do. I'm getting into, color theory, different textures, the meanings behind all of it, the color psychology, what your brand stands for, what you stand for, and so on and so on and so on, that, oftentimes those types of clients will be like, oh, well, I'm this, or, oh, I know I'm definitely this because this is where I shop. And then as I'm going through my quick style discovery call for the branding shoot, I'll be showing them, okay, this is, the style classic. This is the style boho. This is the style preppy, or academia, as some people call it, or this is minimalist. And they'll be like, I didn't know. I'm not what I thought I was. Never mind. I have no idea what I am now. So have you ladies encountered that as well?
Oh, absolutely. In-person shopping where someone has told me, they really promised me that their style is bohemian. And so I start pulling bohemian pieces, and they're looking at me like I'm out of my mind. And I said, well, you said bohemian, right? Well, this is bohemian. And they're like, oh, no, that's not what I meant. So sometimes they don't really understand what that translates to in terms of style, right?
No.
So,
no. I think a lot of people don't, at least the people that come to me, have no clue what they're doing. And these are like successful, like highly successful people. I mean, I'm shocked at how successful they are. Doctors, lawyers, CEOs, financial, like hedge fund. I mean, I'm talking people that have like real skill and brilliant minds, but when it comes to style, they are clueless and literally say to me, I don't know what I've been doing. I've been getting by, because they're full grown adults. Like, I work with people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Right.
But they're like, I just never learned how to do this. And I know it's time. I'm ready for a like an up level, and I just want to change, and I want to learn. And so it's shocking how many people don't know how to do it, but I'm not surprised, because we don't learn this in school.
No.
And I mean, I learned fashion in school because I went to school for fashion. So that's a different thing. But most people do not.
Yes, most people don't.
Shoppers and personal stylists. We have a bit of education and schooling.
Education. Most people have some kind of education. They're personal stylists. They studied it, or they got a certification. That you're right. That's another. There's credentials there, right? And so it's very interesting to me, but it's always not surprising when people tell me
Mhm.
these things, and
Mhm.
like now that I've been doing it for 10 years, and the people are always like a little embarrassed. I'm like, don't worry, I have
Yeah, it
heard it
happens all
all.
the time.
I've heard it
Absolutely.
all.
Yep.
It is amazing how much you can hear in that amount of time, and also how people have very similar problems, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Like people
yes,
will come to me thinking like they're the only person in the world who's dealt with this, and I'm like, no, I've serviced lots of clients who are going through the
right,
very same
Yeah.
thing that
Yep.
you are.
yes, yes.
So, yeah,
Hmm.
there's
Exactly.
very few things under
Hmm.
the sun that we haven't encountered or have some idea of how to help you transform that for yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Which
And
Yes,
is
and
then
I would say the one other thing I would say that I
yeah.
hear a lot is people who I often ask them, like, have you tried anything in the past, like a style service or a membership, like a box service? And
Yep.
9 times out of 10, people
Yep.
said I have tried some kind of
Mhm.
ship this box of clothes to me
Mhm.
service.
And
So style in a
remember that
box,
Stylist is an
style in a box.
algorithm, by the
Yes,
way.
stylist
They're
has
not
an
real
algorithm.
people really,
And
for
they're
the most
like,
part.
that just didn't work for me. And I'm
Right.
like, I don't understand how these companies stay. Obviously, they're still around, they're making
Right.
money, but
Right.
they don't really work. They just
No.
don't work.
No,
Yes.
and
So it's an
I
algorithm.
yeah,
Hmm.
tried all of them so I could see what my client's experience might have been like, and
Mhm.
Hmm.
I would think it would was hilarious because they were like, "You can write a note to your stylist." And I was like, "Okay." I write a note to my stylist. And I
You
was
can write
like,
note to AI.
right? I'd be like, writing this little note where they said, like, you could write notes to your stylist. And I was like, give it effort, was full evaluation just to see what a client of mine might have done, might have gone through, so I could speak to it educatedly. And I would be like, okay, I'm not boho, not vibing with this box. Please send me something different. And what do you ladies think I got in my next box? More
Same
boho.
thing.
Yes.
Yes.
It's an algorithm at this particular place. I believe most of them are. I think some people do work at some places just to oversee
Yes.
something.
Yes, but they're limited too.
Most
You
right.
have
It's
to,
mostly an algorithm.
yeah,
So the
they're
algorithm picked up
limited.
that I
They're
said,
limited.
the
Hmm.
word boho. So it was like, oh, all right, well, here you go. That's what
Yeah.
you wanted, right? So
Yes.
yeah, it's just another aspect. And I believe they also came out and disclosed the fact that they're not really stylists and it's more of, individual retail companies. I know especially
Yes.
one of them
Yes.
fully admitted, we are a retail company here to sell
Retail
you stuff.
company. That's
So
right.
yes, it's definitely another aspect of personal shopper in the guise of a stylist that is
That's right.
a stylist
Hmm.
in any way, shape, or form.
It's
Yeah,
personal shopping. They're picking out clothes that they
exactly.
have to sell and putting it in a box and shipping it
Yep.
to you.
Yep.
And the brands are limited because they partner with these companies,
Yep.
certain brands, to help cut costs. So they're like white labeled under this
Hmm. Hmm.
company. And then they have these people saying, okay, I'm going to put together this box, right? And they're going to ship it because they have to sell the product now.
Yep.
So it's not really a stylist.
No,
Mhm.
at all.
It's not. And so there are different levels to go back to your whole education piece. Amanda, you've got luxury and department store personal shoppers.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Then you have virtual styling services and subscription boxes, like we were just discussing. And
Yep.
then there's yet another layer of these boutique personal styling
Oh,
studios, right?
yep.
Because there's
Mhm.
that whole piece. And then you've got apps, even
Yeah.
apps that you can download that claim they can, like Glam Hive and, places like that.
Yes.
So there's
Yeah.
all this stuff, right? There's
Yep.
all this stuff. Just be very knowledgeable about what you're getting yourself into and what that ultimate result would look like.
Yep.
Because nothing replaces in-person help and guidance, right?
Oh
We
yeah.
know fundamentals about body shape, right? And like she said, color
Mhm.
psychology, fabrics, I mean, the list goes on and on that really impact how you show up and your own authenticity, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly. And
Yeah.
Difference.
another even additional form of a personal shopper is the visual merchandiser that is making up the mannequins again to get you to be like, oh wow, I like that. It's great.
Right.
It's awesome.
I want exactly what the mannequin has
right?
on.
Because it's all clipped in, like the mannequin doesn't even look like a mannequin. And then like 9 times out of 10, like the mannequin's body type is a body type that doesn't exist on, you know, most humans. Because it's just it's like a Barbie doll that
Right.
yeah. So another aspect of personal shopping is the visual merchandiser that is
true.
mannequins to get you to just be like, I like it, I'll take it. And
yes.
one other huge, oh, did you guys want to reflect on that as well? I had one.
No, only that it's true because recently I went to White House Black Market to buy some things for my upcoming vacation. And I got a survey from them. And one of the questions they asked was, did you buy anything that you saw on the storefront? Right. So they're putting things in the window in hopes that I bypassed. I don't even remember what was in the window because that's not where I'm looking. Right. But there are a lot of people who come in and they go exactly to what the mannequins have on because that's what they're thinking is the thing to get. Right. So
absolutely
it's
sells.
very interesting. But yeah, the stylist kept pulling things that were not me. Like they were like, oh, this looks like it would be you. And it was nowhere near anything I would consider putting on.
Like, no.
You know, so
no,
it looks like it would be you. So you know.
And then another like huge difference between, you know, the personal stylist in the store and us is that they might, you know, put clothing in a dressing room for you, but they are going to leave you.
Right.
And you will have no idea why this may or may not work for your body type, why they picked it for you, what service it, you know, it's going to do for you, how to dress it up, how to dress it down, you know, if it's even bright or like anything about it. Whereas when we are with you, we're with you in the dressing room, hanging out. And we are telling you this is the right cut for your body type because of this and because of this. And we're going to, you know, pop a belt on for this reason. We're going to pop this necklace here for this reason. We are going to add this color, this layer. We're going to tell you about, you know, the line of demarcation between your top half and your bottom half and why we have styled the top and the bottom in X, Y, and Z way. And we're going to take pictures of every single look and send them to you later and help you completely understand why your style is X, Y, and Z, the body type, everything that goes around it. And that is the part that like I love the most is the educational piece because we are truly here to help you and to transform you and give you that style that you're like, wow, I am so excited to get dressed in the morning and to go out and to be me authentically and show up and just like knock my days out of the park. So
that's right.
Soapbox ending that personal shopping, personal stylist, very, very different.
They don't know. So when I went shopping, I'm sorry. There was one thing they never showed me. Yeah. And so I found this trumpet-shaped skirt that was like amazing. And I put it on and I was crazy about it. And I was like, out of all the things she could have brought me in the store, that is what I would have wanted more than anything, right? And that's what I left with. And she seemed a little confused when I was like, well, you never showed me this skirt. And she just kind of looked like, because that just goes to show that, you know, she doesn't really know my style and things that I gravitate towards. So,
and they plus they have the unfortunate headache of being like, I have to meet my quota.
Right. Yes. So yeah, they're gonna push the most expensive.
Yeah. They're going to push the expensive things.
Unfortunate added bit.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more thing to add about the in-person shopping experience is that I want to say your wife and your girlfriend is not your personal shopper. Okay. Sorry,
unless they actually are.
Unless they are like me, whereas my fiance just doesn't even want my
right?
He knows what he likes.
What I say.
You're his surprising.
Surprising. He just does what he wants. But I'm telling you, how many times I have seen in a store, and because I've worked with many men, I have male clients, and so I'm always going shopping in men's stores, and I see so often the man bringing the wife or the girlfriend, and she is the personal shopper or the stylist, and I'm like, no, that is not her job. And
the blind leading the blind, right?
Yes, it is the blind. And now I get that she knows you, so there is that aspect, right? The personal aspect. However, she is not an expert unless she does it for a living or she works in fashion. And it's just you shouldn't be hiring her for free.
Not personal stylists unless they are.
Right. And also she's influencing her own personal opinions on you, where I get that you want to, appease your significant other. However, you should stand on your own, learn this on your own, work with an expert, and then she will actually respect you more because you went and did it yourself. And she'll be like, wow, like he knows what he's doing now. And I'm like, I didn't have to do it. She doesn't want another thing to do.
Right. Yeah. And when you work with a personal stylist, you learn so much about yourself that you did not know.
That's right.
So much, especially if you go through the entire process that each of us do.
Yes.
The whole style discovery call, the blueprint or the personalized style mood board, the wardrobe edit, and then the in-person shopping experience where we have the dressing room set up, ready to go. I like to give beverage a choice to my clients and lunch, and we have a whole day. It's fun. Ladies do something very similar. That, like, we transform you.
Yes.
And a shopper does not.
Yeah. And that's really important to know because I had a call with someone recently who wanted my services, and she told me this story about someone that she was going to work with who wanted to do all this stuff, right? Which was working her through the process, and she didn't want to work through the process. And I was like, well, it's no different over here, honey. Like, because there are fundamentals. There are things that you need. Like, I could just suggest a bunch of clothes for you.
Right.
But don't you want clothes that are really dialed in to who you are?
You get put in what you put out, the effort in, effort out.
That's right. So yes. Really, you have to be very clear about what you want, very clear about what you're going for. And so personal shoppers may be for some people, but they're certainly not for everybody.
Yes. For when you need, new Ferragamo loafers along with the new Birkin bag, personal shopper.
Go hire a personal shopper. Yes.
Us, transformation.
That's right.
Transformation and activation. That's right.
Exactly. Elevation, mindset, goals.
All the things.
So I feel like we could talk about this for hours, maybe a part 2.
But that was a good, that was a good wrap up because it's like, that was just succinct at the end. Like that's the difference. So we would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please drop your comments below, your questions.
Your
if you have more questions, your experiences. Drop it. We want to hear from you. We hope this was very informative. And if you want to work with any of us, our information is all linked to this live stream. So you'll be able to reach out directly. We're all
virtually
and in person. So we have options. I work with people all over the U.S. and sometimes out of the U.S.
Me too.
Mostly all over the U.S. though. Love some European clients. So shout out to the Europeans listening. Fun.
Exactly.
So we'd love to hear from you. Drop it below, and we look forward to seeing you on the next Expert Style Lounge.
Exactly.
Bye, everyone.
Take care, everybody.